Another thing about design to always think about is scale. Plants grow, and a lot of people don't think about that when you buy a plant. When you buy a plant, you think, oh, I'm not saying everybody, but some people, they think, oh, this plant has got a beautiful flower. So I want to take this and put it in my yard because I'm going to have these pretty flowers where I put it. Well, look at the tag. How big does that plant get? This beautiful shrub over here is actually a tree that gets 35 feet tall and about 20 feet wide. You probably don't want to plant that next to your walkway. Not unless you enjoy walking in like this. So something else to think about. Know how big your plants get. Unlike architecture and interior design, our things grow. They get bigger. And as gardeners, you should always respect that size. Now, the human scale is the average person's height is around 5 feet, 5.5 feet, and they have a line of sight. It goes from about 3 feet to about 7 feet. This is called the comfortable human scale. And you're walking in the comfortable human scale, you have things that are about that height. So you feel you relate to the space. If things are really tall, if you plant a bunch of things that are really large, you feel intimidated. You feel like the landscaping is overgrown. You feel like I'm not comfortable here. If everything is really small, you start to feel like, whoa, I'm like a giant. And everything, you feel like you want to leave that section because there's no sense of security. So taking those ideas together is a great way to start with your design. And then from there, the best things to think about is, how am I going to style this? Well, I'm going to give you 4 rules about how to style. They're very simple. First one, start small. Number 2, be as green as possible, which is basically be local. And number 3 is to consider the overall size of what you want to do, so be simple. And number 4 is be creative, have fun. So, number 1, take your time and really consider what you want to do, but maybe you don't have to buy all the gigantic trees. Maybe you don't have to buy all the overgrown plants. Maybe you could buy them a little bit smaller. I've noticed a lot of times, if you buy trees a little bit smaller and you plant them, they actually grow faster because they have time to develop their taproot and they have time to really flourish. If they've been in a pot a long time and they're really big, they've gotten used to being in a pot. They're going to have a hard time growing. So that's rule number 1, start small. Number 2 is also a good one to think about, is go local. Going local will save you money and it's better for the environment. The materials that you're sitting underneath here were all created here in this local area. A lot of this stuff was, these mulches here were also created in this area. They were actually mulched right here on site. So it didn't have to go in a truck anywhere. It didn't have to be shipped anywhere. And then from there, keep it simple. You don't have to have every single flower that you love in your garden. You don't have to have every single fountain that you fell in love with. It's kind of like if you really enjoy your house, you're not going to have 8 sofas. So break it down to something that you really enjoy and build around it. I built around a stage because I love stages and I always wanted to have one. So now I do. So take your time. And most importantly, for God's sakes, have fun. Design is an expression of how you feel. It's an expression about how you enjoy life. So if you find something you love doing, find a way to make a design about it. I did something based on dance. It's all about having fun and having a sense of play.